Buckle up, Buttercup. Live from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Podcasting around the world. You're listening to the GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
Well, hence the vibe. Where are we today, Joey?
We're at DeCKlyns.
Good morning, Gloucester, on the road.
Oh, wow, Jimmy, nice pull right there.
Those are vintage. Is that like the antique roadshow, Jim?
Yeah, I
like it.
We're taking it on the road.
I could pack them up later.
No, you gonna steal them?
Hi, hey. Hi.
We have Pat Shea in the background. He's going to be joining us momentarily. Mike Dekoster is with us from Maritime Gloucester. He's going to break some news today. Scotty Mack is with us.
Good morning, Gloucester.
I'm your host, Joey Shimataro. We got Jimmy Dalpiaz here, and on the Pat Cam. Pat Cam, there it is. We get two Pats, so we got both of them.
Both Pats are in the back.
Pat Cam and Pat Cam. Pat Cam 1, Pat Cam 2.
Pat Cam 1.
Right?
Pat Cam 2.
So we are at DeCKlyns, and we've been here several times so far, and I have dubbed it the best wings in town, and I think my post was they have the best wings, and no place else is particularly close because they're that good.
I've been here 3 and 4 times, and every time I've had the wings.
My wife, who's very finicky and is not a eat wings off the bone kind of person, freaked out about the wings.
The wings were actually featured in our slow motion boat.
Yes,
that we had on the blog.
And their ribs, I'm going to ask Pat, and I don't know if he's going to share it with us. Who just did that?
I did, because I'm having a little trouble. There you go.
Okay. So then I've never seen
Dramamine comes with. Never enough ridicule for Pat.
I've never seen ribs have the amount of meat that are stacked on top of their ribs is phenomenal.
Really?
It's like, I'm going to say it's like between 1.5 inches or 2. Like, I buy ribs. I'm a barbecue guy. I fancy myself a barbecue guy, and I don't know where he's getting these ribs, because the ribs that I get, I'm lucky if they have like maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of meat on them, and he's going like 1 inch to 1 inch and 3/4 of meat on top of his ribs. So I feel like a rookie.
Why don't we do this after lunch? You're killing me.
Well, we're not gonna just talk about it.
Noontime podcast. Let's talk about food.
Yeah, let's do that.
You know, I'm starving too. So
Well, there is time to come down and have these great meals here. Right?
So when we talk to Pat, we're gonna talk about the hours. We're gonna talk about a bunch of different stuff that's happening here, and we're actually gonna break some news. Well, it's really not officially breaking news, but like news to me that we found out last weekend. So we'll talk about that. While we have Michael Dekoster here, Michael's gonna stick around. Mike, you got some news to talk about. We're gonna break the news. The actual dates have been established for Schooner Festival.
Schooner Festival, 1, 2, 3, and 4 of September. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of September. We are back this year again, and we are looking forward to it. Starting on Thursday night. Give us a whoop. There it is. Love it. Starting on Thursday night with Schooner Challenge. Friday is going to be the welcoming. Schooners come in, the harbor, you know how it works. So we have a welcoming sail. All the ships go out and greet them, muck about a bit. There is a welcoming reception on Friday night. Invite only, so be nice to me and and to the committee. And then Saturday, Maritime Heritage Day. The whole time we'll be having vessels at I4C2 again. We're waiting for some permits, and we're going to have some great things out at I4C2 happening as well, which is going to be great. And then Sunday, the race and the award ceremonies and the parade of sails. So fantastic weekend once again.
Normally, I'm working during Sundays. I work, and last year it was a
Yeah.
little bit breezy, a little bit snotty, and I happened to be able to get away from the dock and out there and on my little Zodiac and what an absolute blast that was, bouncing around in the harbor with these ships are so majestic, so gorgeous. I mean, anybody that's done it, I'm preaching to the choir, but if you haven't done it,
Yeah. And being able to see it, from the boulevard, from the stage fort, from Rocky Neck, and then, like you said, out on your boat. I mean, the scale of it is just unbelievable.
If you're fortunate enough to be invited to somebody's private home along any of the coastal line, here,
Well, that's the great thing. I mean, you can see it from anywhere.
Mhm.
It's really accessible by the throughout the harbor, and we'll be firing the cannons again. And to me, it's a long weekend. Getting to it is even longer, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as that Sunday morning hits, and you're out at the Parade of Sail, and you can just feel, everything's happened. The race is still coming. The excitement's beyond it, and just the sheer, like last year, I'll never forget it. Last year, I'm sitting there, I'm looking out, I'm on the Ardell, and I'm looking out, and I'm seeing American Eagle and Columbia and Adventure and Roseway, and they're all in one shot. And it was just like, the cannon shoots and there's smoke across the water. It's emotional.
It really was.
It really is.
I was surprised. It surprised me.
So Pat, will you have your camera out that day?
I might.
She must.
I might.
Yeah.
That's kind of a must.
This year, I'm promising myself to be out on a schooner for the sale.
Have you been invited?
No,
you
you can arrange it.
That's
Okay.
the great thing. Everyone, there are so many charter opportunities. I mean,
Right.
get on it now.
Right.
Just like trying to get a room that weekend, get your charter opportunities now. Go to check out the vessels that are going to be coming on our website. Contact them directly and get your charter booked.
Pat, do you have the website that we could put up for that?
And
Maritime Gloucester.org.
we are going to load up that cannon.
I'm sorry?
We're going to load that cannon up.
Yep.
That was big last
Big last year. We're going to do it again this year, the Parrot Cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So we're really
I
looking
never
to kick
got
that
the film
off.
on that.
Is there a pirate party that weekend too?
I haven't heard that one. Is there a pirate
If
party?
not, there should be. There's all sorts of schooners. I mean, it's only,
I haven't heard about the pirate party
I
yet.
heard
But
Johnny
that's
Depp's looking for a job since Disney dropped him.
Do you want to plug in membership for a second, real quick? We were talking about it off camera, real quick.
Yes, the membership. Oh, so yeah, a lot of new things happening at Maritime Gloucester this year. But one of the best things that our friend Jim reminded me of is for $150 membership at Maritime Gloucester, you get access to the Council of American Maritime Museums and the the North American Reciprocal Museum Association, CAM and NARMA. And that is free admission to thousands of museums all over the country.
Wow.
So for $150, you got a pass to get cultured everywhere.
Can you name some of the ones?
Local ones?
Local ones, maybe Boston ones, maybe some New York City ones.
So I know that for maritime museums, Mystic, New Bedford, Whaling, Amesbury, Essex. I think Cape Ann Museum might be in it. I know that PEM is in it.
Wow.
It just keeps going. And if you're going further afield, as it were, all the way over the bridge. You're going to in San Diego, Philadelphia, Maryland, the Chesapeake. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Plan your trip around it.
So when these boats come, a
Yeah.
lot of these boats come, and is it Labor Day? Is that officially Labor Day?
Labor Day weekend.
So Labor Day weekend, these boats come from all over the Northeast, and they come here to make cloth and to participate in this because it's such a big thing. What I would like to say is, first of all, it's an amazing adventure to get out on these boats. But most of them, you can get out for a sail for the day.
Yep.
And because they are losing revenue from the cities that they are coming from, it's really nice to show them some love and
So all of these places have dockage, somewhere else that they're leaving for Labor Day weekend to come down to us. So if you can support them, Gloucester has to roll out that welcome wagon. We want to see them have a profitable time here because we don't pay them. They come just to be part of this quintessential, what is the essence of Gloucester, right?
It's pretty special.
And they want to be part of it.
Is there a significant number is this an anniversary year or is this just a
38.
38?
We're at 38. Yeah. So we missed, we had some good years. The significant number was the COVID year which was the 100th anniversary of the International Fisherman's Race. But we'll get it back. Each year now, what's fun, though, is you're starting to see anniversaries of the vessels. So the the original Columbia was built 100 years ago.
Oh.
Last year it was Blue Nose. So we're starting to see them all roll out. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna not put you on the spot because I'm not gonna. So excluding the Essex and Gloucester schooners that are around here, do you have a favorite schooner?
Excluding the Essex.
Excluding, so that it doesn't put you on the spot locally.
My favorite American schooner would be Columbia.
Columbia.
Right? She's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's
Right.
I didn't have an idea of the scope of it until I went by on the Zodiac on the water.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's something. And then, of course, Blue Nose too. Forget about it.
Yeah.
That is just a vessel. That's unbelievable. I mean, we hate her. We love her. As long as we don't have to race her, we can be nice to her. But no, they're top notch. They're a fantastic group of people, and we're just excited to have them here every year.
So the Schooner Festival is one of my favorite events, and it's absolutely great. But yesterday we found out something, and I felt like we're burying the lead right now. That you're going to have food trucks down on Maritime Gloucester.
Every Tuesday, July, August, into September, Tuesday afternoon at noon, we will be having, or probably like 11:30 or so, we're going to be having Food Truck Tuesdays. It's going to be great.
How many food trucks are you shooting for?
We're going to try to do a different one every week.
One?
Yeah, probably just one, maybe two.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of, getting them to come and permitting and things like this. But we're looking good. Carol Mondella's working hard at scheduling all that. She is, and we're gonna have some unbelievably good, things to eat and fun things to do, and just picnic out, here on our pier and sit by the water. Let's just all keep our fingers crossed for nice Tuesday afternoon weather. And family friendly, obviously. A great time for if you're just stepping out of your office too. Come on down and check out Harbor Loop. And if you have a great food truck lunch and you want to come and have a few drinks at DeCKlyns and don't go back to work, that's good too. The Harbor Loop has it all for you.
That works as well. Yeah.
What time is the food truck's going to run? Do you have any idea for when they start around noon?
I think we're going to bracket noon by an hour each way, so we're probably going to go like maybe 11 to 1:30 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Quick hit.
Yeah, quick hit.
All right.
Yeah. Or until the food runs out. Yeah.
What about, so is it Ocean Week or something like that?
This is World Ocean. World Ocean Day is on Wednesday, and so Maritime Gloucester is doing World Ocean Week. There's 7 principles of ocean literacy, and we're unveiling one each day on social media. And we have a couple events, and we are doing some great things. National recognition on, I'm announcing it, Joey. PBS is coming down to do a show with us on Wednesday, and we are looking to do a town-wide cleanup with several other good organizations in town who share our values and our missions, and we're going to have different groups all over the harbor side picking up trash on Saturday mornings.
I'd imagine One Ocean, One Love.
Seaside Sustainability.
Seaside Sustainability may be involved. I know GMGI. We got Gloucester Marine Station, Ocean Alliance. These groups are all signing up. Chamber I believe may be doing something, and we're spearheading this effort to try to get as many people out. Let's get our beaches clean. We did a cleanup with the kids, so and we were out there for an hour and a half on a very small section of beach. In an hour and a half, we collected over, I think it was over 20 trash bags.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
it keeps coming.
So usually in the spring.
That was on stage for it. But
What happens generally in the spring is you have a winter's worth of collection.
there is that,
You know what I
and
mean?
it was one of the first hits. But you know what? We went out the next day.
Here's what we have to say to the tourists: pick up after yourself when you come to town.
Yeah. We're not going to organize these all the time, so don't throw your trash in the water.
And if you're local and you're doing it, shame on you. Pick up.
Right.
That's it.
I like that you threw in the local
Oh,
store
and-
because everybody always acts like it's just the tourists.
And the Gloucester
kill 'em.
Dig Growers are going to do it by water too, so they're going to get out in their boats and they're going to pick up trash on the water.
I got one more big question. For
Yes.
you. Do you know of any programs for young adults to get out and the project adventures on schooners this summer?
Yep. A bunch of them. Obviously, Adventure has some programming. Ardell has some programming through us and with us. All the school kids are out on the Ardell. We have 30 to 60 kids every day between May and when school ends, June 17th, June 20th. Every single day, we have about 30 kids going
What
out.
about summer camp type stuff?
Summer camp, look at Gloucester Museum School. Come and check out our Coastal Explorers programs. The summer events over at Maritime Gloucester are going to be great because we.
Are there any of the ones where the kid goes on a schooner, like either pushes away from the dock for a week or like shows up on the schooner on a daily basis?
Yeah,
for a week.
That's what our Coastal Explorers one is.
Coastal Explorers.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of them that are doing day trips and things like this.
Are they sold out for that, or is there opportunities?
Nope. Opportunities. Go to our
Can
website.
You have Carol Mondello send us a press release on that?
Absolutely.
I would appreciate that because I think that's one of the coolest things. That and like the sailing programs, I think are two of like the coolest things.
Right.
A teen kid, because a lot of parents work, dual families or even single, whatever. In any instance, I wish I had done it when I was a teenager, and you get so much practical knowledge about the water and tying knots and
So, Joey, you're getting me to announce something a little sooner. Actually, we have. He's prodding us. Check out our website. Keep in touch with it because we are developing and releasing a heritage program, sixth grade through 12th grade, and it's a progressive program. If you stick with it, the opportunities that you will have to get out of the water are ridiculous. So we're working with Hillary and the Gloucester sailing team. We're working with the Gloucester Museum School. We're going to get, and the International Dory Racers. We're going to get kids in boats.
That's awesome.
They're going to learn how to row and sail in small boats. And then if they stick with us and they want to do it, they can graduate to working on Schooner Isabella, on Schooner Ardell. We have a maritime, a mariner apprentice program that we just graduated our first captain. And here's why. This is why I'm saying it. We kids that stick with this program will be given opportunities to learn how to work on the water, on ferries, on all sorts of different working craft, on schooners. We're going to give them enough sea time between 16 and 18 that if they want to take their captain's license, the Schooner Festival, scholarship fund will pay for it. And we just did that. Our first young lady did our first graduate. We were very proud of that. Amanda Lobenz. She's fantastic, and she's off working on a vessel now.
I had many questions about that, and you just nailed it and summed it up in that last sentence.
Excellent.
You nailed all the points I was going to ask.
That's why we love having Michael as a guest. He always brings the thunder. He brings the thunder.
What else do we need to talk about? Because Maritime Gloucester has things going. We are announcing some new exhibit or some new aspect of our campus, including the Science Center that will be opening up end of the month.
Beautiful.
All of that stuff. Some people got a preview of that.
I have
What do you
something that
think?
I can mention that we haven't touched on.
hit it.
You're available for rental for functions too, yes?
We have some function around. Not me.
No,
I mean,
Thank you, Pat.
thanks,
Yeah.
thanks for the clarification, Pat.
Oh, you are the face
wasn't
of
blowing up
Maritime,
anything.
so-
My God.
Pat always goes to a dark place.
Yeah, really wasn't going to blow up the
Terrible.
sales. We're not breaking the internet today. Are
You should have seen her when that author was in town.
Oh, Sebastian Young.
Sebastian
Sebastian.
Young.
That's funny.
Well, who wouldn't? I mean,
She's still got a little sweat over the brow.
Yeah, good for you. We have all sorts of great opportunities. You got to come and check us out. Come down to Harbor Loop. I think your next guest will agree it's the place to be.
Well, tying in,
Yeah.
this is going to be the most unbelievable segue ever, right? Tying in with all these events that are happening right next door
Mhm.
is the reopening of what was the former Captain Carlo's DeCKlyns.
DeCKlyns.
Yeah,
I know it is great to have a restaurant back, an anchor the tourists that come and visit us and go on the adventure and go on Schooner Ardell, they need a place to go afterwards. We were missing it, for that short time when Cap Carlos was closed. Thank goodness they gave us a little time last summer, but it's great to have, Pat here. Great to be able to just say, to someone who says, where can we bring the kids to eat, or where can we go get a drink? And we're just like, there.
Right there.
Right literally there. Right there.
Right there.
Leave our
See
campus.
the big
and there
sign
you
on
are.
the sign of the building?
Yeah.
Right there.
So we're looking forward to him having a great summer, and he's been a wonderful neighbor and a good supporter of us so far. So really
Awesome.
appreciate it.
Well, without further ado,
I'm out.
you're up.
He's
Get
in.
out of here.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Mike.
Cigars and bourbon. So
Gotcha.
All right.
Awesome.
I like the way you're taking it.
Killing me.
Mr. Pat Shea, the man of the hour.
Thanks for having me.
Scotty, how long have we been trying to get in here to live stream?
I got to tell you, there was sheetrock dust everywhere when they were making all the changes. I mean, noticeably so when you first walked through the door. I mean, there wasn't. I mean, I'm going to let Pat talk to this because we've been trying to get in here forever, and it was one of the best kept secrets. He kept us at bay. But he's here now, so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much. Yeah, we've been open. We opened April 7th. We were hoping for a slightly better spring weather. I think with much of Gloucester and the North Shore, but we've made do, and it also allowed us some times to work out some kinks and get some dishes right and get staffed. And I'm just very grateful to be here in Gloucester. For anyone who doesn't know, I mean, the very short history run is North Shore, New England, Cape Ann has been my home, and grew up at the Essex River House Motel in Essex. Spent most of my childhood working at our family restaurant at Tom Shea's, which is now Shea's Riverside. And 8 years ago, last Wednesday, opened CK Pearl in Essex.
8 years.
Yeah.
Well, you spent some with Barrel House too, right?
I was at the Barrel House as the opening chef there,
Okay.
and had some fun there coming out of the city, and had worked a little bit in Denver, Colorado for a couple of years, back to Boston, and then I was out to Florence.
Okay, whoa, time out.
Yeah.
You went from Boston out to Denver.
Yep,
And back.
yep.
What brought you out to Denver? Don't tell me it was the money.
And Johnson and Wales Culinary School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought I had to fit into the box of going to college, so if I was going to do something, it was going to be cooking. But
Okay.
yeah, grew up working at Shea's, Black Cow, worked at the Yanks in Beverly Farms when it was there years ago. That's where I really took a strong liking to food, and then went out to Colorado for a couple of years, back to Boston. Worked for the Lions Group for a couple of years in Boston, and then bought a one-way ticket to Italy and went and cooked there for free and for about 6 months, and came home to get all my papers cleared to move there, and then met the wife, and the rest is kind of history.
There it is. And there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 8 years ago we opened CK Pearl. CK is Copley and Kenley. Those are my two oldest daughters, and they're 12 and 10. DeCKlyns is now 7, turning 7 in about a month and a half, and that's where the name DeCKlyns came from.
Now it becomes apparent.
And also has the subliminal CK in her name to pay a little homage to CK Pearl as well.
Hence the capital CK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
A lot of people ask about that, so I'm glad you're clear on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's fun.
And my wife's family's from California, and I really love going out there. A lot of times getting off the beach. There's just a bunch of great restaurants where you can get a good fish taco. You can get a good ceviche. You can get some West Coast oysters, and I just kept kind of scratching my head that there was nothing really like that back here. And so after a bunch of very successful years at CK Pearl, and a couple tries at some other locations, was kind of waiting for the right fit. And that's really how we ended up here. So when we were kind of coming in here, as far as concept goes, conceptually, I wanted to have a CK Pearl that had a little nod to some of the things that I really loved, and when I'm out in Southern California, and I think on the one side, what does Southern California have to do with Gloucester? Not a whole lot. But on another side, everything out there does very much have this nice, fun, summer, beachy island vibe to it. And I thought, there wasn't many places around here that paid tribute to that. So I thought there was a good opening for a niche. And I think, as we've opened, I think there's been a little discussion about lending us towards Tex-Mex, etc. Because we have some tacos and burritos on there, but really it was less about being Tex-Mex and more about just having some fun, unpretentious, casual island food that people can relate to when they're getting off the boat. Whether working getting off the boat, pleasure getting off the boat, getting off the beach. And just wanted to create a really fun family spot, that had a nice little island, a little touch of Southern California, and was a fun, comfortable place to come eat.
We should mention that just on the other side, so we're here on Harbor Loop here. DeCKlyns, where the former Captain Carlos was. Next to DeCKlyns is the Heritage Center. And just in between the Heritage Center and the Coast Guard Station, there is a walkway where the Harbor Master's office is, and it goes down to an incredible, probably the nicest built docks in the entire city. And it goes pretty long ways, and they will let you tie up there for up to 4 hours. They have a little box. You fill out your name and your boat's information, and the time you got there, you can tie up for 4 hours. And it's nothing of a walk so if you're coming from Salem, from anywhere on a boat, generally you're going to be able to pull right in here for no cost and come right and eat here right on the deck, which is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
Yeah, which a lot of people don't know that.
I've got something for you that ties into. It's a segue, Joe. I'd be remiss if I did not use the segue properly.
Remiss.
The Harbor Master, TJ, specifically, carried the movie Coda to the Oscars. And right from the deck of DeCKlyns, you look over to the bay of the fishing dock of where they had filmed part of Coda. So when you come down to DeCKlyns, you can look, literally looking at where they filmed that. And then as the other boats go by in the harbor, you'll see, wicked tuna boats. Famous boats from famous television shows, and it's a perfect spot right here on the deck to sit and have something to see those go by.
When you're sitting here, just about anywhere outside or in the back, it comes to the back dining room.
Yep.
And when you look out, it's really, you're seeing all the boats coming and going through in the harbor. Because if you're going to either the South Channel or the North Channel inside the Gloucester Harbor, you both have to pass by this space, which is it's very tastefully done, beautiful. Oh, what's going on?
Brother man, hold on. I'm trying to alert you to production here. So if we could have Pat maybe bring over a dish or two. You work enough. You sit right here and relax. We're going to have you explain these dishes to us of what we're going to have on camera here in just a moment. And just touch on some of the
Pat, you hold
They may not all make it all the way to.
Go to the Pat cam. Oh, perfect, Pat. Perfect. So what are we looking at right there?
Right there, you got fish tacos.
Fish
So you've got a pineapple salsa, some really nice corn tortillas, big giant pieces of day-boat haddock, and a little coleslaw on there.
Juicy looking pieces there. Yeah, great.
And
now you had to go to a dark place.
He always has to go to the dark.
If I had to think of one thing that could really capture summer, there's really a few things better than a good fish taco.
Oh, this looks excellent.
So these are our barbecue ribs with coleslaw and fries.
Up, right there.
We do have a smoker out back.
Perfect.
Funny story about it is the dimensions of the smoker were not exact to what they had said on the internet. I do have a bigger version of it at CK, the same smoker, and we actually had to get the smoker lifted up onto a barge and put over to its final resting place because we couldn't get it through the alleyway that we wanted.
Oh my goodness.
So it sat out on a barge for about 2 days. But we'll be I'm really glad we, I put these out. Chef Ben, Insuk, and myself had a discussion about, we have a really good barbecue following at CK. And that we were just going to, subliminally make sure we're pumping some good, solid barbecue out on the weekends. So, it's not a staple on the menu, but it will be a staple on our weekend specials every week.
Hand-cut fries?
Not hand-cut fries. For a long time, I did go the route, and I think once I started getting to places that had more volume, I'd really come to a realization that, I'll make some homemade fries at my house for my wife and my children, but it's really hard to get right.
They're really good fries.
A mess. So, this is it's a Lamb & Weston product. It's a stealth just above a shoestring, and I think the most important is we fry them in lard.
Oh, wow.
So we fry our clams,
Nice mouthfeel.
our French fries, our wings, all in lard. You know, that's 20 years ago. That's how it was done, and you know, a lot of things were changed due to some health reasons. But you know, as long as you don't overexert yourself into eating too much food that's fried in lard, it's definitely the tastier option.
So your barbecue, you wood?
Yep, it's about 98% oak. I mean, we get predominantly all oak in.
Yep.
And everything's cooked low and slow. We did brisket this past weekend. We did ribs. We got some half chickens, I believe, coming up this weekend. We also cook a lot of vegetables in the coals of the fire. We do also play around with some smoked and cooked fishes out there as well.
Is it all the cords of wood we see outside?
Yep.
Yeah, stacks and stacks.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you know, Ben really, that's Ben's baby. He took over the barbecue program several years ago at CK, and has really run with it. And you know, when we were coming here and said, all right, well, we're going to do tacos and burritos, you know, not in a negative sense, but you know, a lot of people do tacos and burritos in or around the area as a single menu item. And since we've always had such great success with smoked foods over at CK, we thought, and there wasn't a huge call or a huge delivery of it here in Gloucester, that we would incorporate a lot of smoked meats and vegetables into our menu, you know, subliminally.
Yeah.
So
Look, so can you share the secret of where you get those ribs?
So the rib, you know, the ribs come from, you know, one of our distributors. It's just a series of co-ops out in the Midwest. And we just.
So what is that cut of rib? Is that a spare?
It's a St. Louis.
St. Louis.
It's a St. Louis, and we call them 3 and up, but they're pretty much all 4.5 and up. And they're just big, meaty ribs.
Yeah. You're not getting gypped on these ribs. I'll tell you
the
right
price
now.
of pork went up a lot.
Yeah.
But you know, I tell you, when you get a full rack, it feed about 3 people. So
That's amazing. Yeah.
they're and the rub is just a really simple mixture of sugar, cayenne, paprika, granulated garlic. The only little bit of difference we have in our rub here than we do at CK is just a little bit of cumin. Has a real small subliminal Latin touch to it. The smoke kind of kills what would make it just taste like, you know, a taco, so to speak. They taste all like barbecue ribs.
You will not be disappointed.
I told you about that. So do you use the same rub on these as you do on the wings?
We do.
Really?
Yep. So those we just buy in jumbo wings. Same deal. We toss them in the rub. We let them sit for about an hour. They kind of absorb some of that rub, and then lay them out in the smoker. We smoke them for about 2.5 hours. Lay them on trays, cool them in the walk-in, and then we fry them in lard, and then toss them in choice of buffalo barbecue. You know, a lot of people know the secret, which is just to get them dry, because the rub's really good on them.
Yeah, your wings are phenomenal. So it's a 2-part process: it's smoked and then fried.
Yep.
There you go. Because my barbecue for wings is and thighs is you know, I get a lot of heat offset.
Yep.
And because I want that skin crispy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you establish
we do it slow to keep the moisture, and then fry them to get the outside crispy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You ever think about thigh? Because thighs are so you know, relatively inexpensive. You ever think about putting
So we use thighs all over the place. We have, so we're gonna show us the smoked chicken rice bowl in a second.
Oh wow!
Which actually has pulled thighs on it. We've got a chicken taco soup that's from thighs. We've got chicken taco that's also
a little
from
higher,
thighs.
Pat. Perfect. That's great. So what are we looking at right here?
Right there, you have a rice bowl. You know, a lot of grain bowls, rice bowls, etc. are kind of making their comeback right now, and it's a great healthy option and a nice filling vehicle.
Goodness gracious.
So you got smoked chicken, peanuts, snap peas, cabbage, a little bit of rice wine, truffle soy been in there.
Oh my God!
You know, it's kind of interesting. It's almost got this.
Oh my God! That looks outrageous.
It smells so good.
It looks outrageous.
It's really well balanced.
Oh my God! I'm like, I know I have to touch my keyboard, so I'm like trying to contain myself. Scotty's going to town over here. I'm so jealous. All right, Pat, what do we got next?
Right there, you get the sancocho. So it's a tough picture in a black bowl, but This is one of my favorite dishes. You know, when people ask me what to get, this is the first thing I tell people: get this. This is one of those dishes where
that's great.
it's not a really well-known dish. There's a couple different histories to it. A lot of the Central and Southern American countries have their version of it.
Yep.
I think of it a lot like a Latin version of chicken noodle soup. When I was young, I used to, we grew up right next to Shea's, and if I didn't feel well or I was sick from school, I'd always make my way over there at some point. And one of the guys from either Brazil or El Salvador would make me some version of sancocho. Traditionally, it's braised chicken with potatoes, corn, and some other vegetables in a broth. And it's usually like whole chicken thighs or whole pieces of chicken cut down still in the bone. Big wheels of corn, so it's almost a soup you eat with your hand, which is a hard thing to wrap your head around the first time you have it. But it's a really nice, fresh take on, our version of it here is with seafood. So you get some really big potatoes, you get some nice big corn wheels. We added some lime sour cream and some avocado to it. The fish is always changing. As everyone, especially in Gloucester, knows, seafood's been tricky the last couple months. So we've been bouncing a lot between mahi, salmon, a little bit of grouper.
See the broth.
And
the potatoes soak up all that.
Yep. So just a big light broth. So you kind of eat it with your hands, you kind of eat it with a spoon, you kind of eat it with a fork. But it's really fresh and just a nice light summer representation of almost like a seafood stew with a fish stew, where we kind of changed what that meaning meant and served it with some whole pieces in there.
God almighty. All right, Pat. Next up.
This looks outstanding.
So this is
I
what
can't tip this.
I would hold the bowl, Pat, so it won't tip. And then you might be able to. Why is there broth in there? That's why
it's chowder.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So this is one of the few things that came to us from CK Pro. It's a very classic. I mean, it's almost the identical recipe that I grew up with cooking at Shea's. We changed. They used to have they used to use canned clams and canned juice, and back then that's a pretty normal thing. It still is to this day. And we buy a nice fresh clam concentrate. We use fresh chopped clams as well. But it's a very simple, basic chowder recipe. And at CK, when we were opening, decided that we were going to not garnish it with oyster crackers, and that we would garnish it with confit pork belly, potatoes, and clam strips.
Do you enter this into the chowder competition?
We have, and the first or second year, one of the years we won it is because I brought a whole vat of oil down to the tennis courts in Essex for the Chowder Fest, and we fried everything and kept topping it. And it was definitely, for the amount of people that showed up, it was a lot to keep up with. So, at the Chowder Fest,
have you been?
I have not.
Chowder Fest?
I'm always working.
Oh my God, that's a great day.
It's a good one.
Great day.
So at the Chowder Fest, we have resorted to doing the oyster crackers, rather than having that amount of people in a small area with a big giant boiling thing of oil.
Cauldron.
Yeah, so we've resorted to that.
Now that's all fan-based voting on that.
Absolutely,
correct?
Yeah.
So that's not like
They don't have two. They don't have like
there is a judges.
There
There is a judges and a people, but it's always been the unknown thing that the people's vote is the big one in town.
Right.
And we've always gotten a really good poll directly after the contest ends of people coming in and they get some chowder. So.
And that is the tell right
That's
there.
it.
That is the tell. All right, Pat.
Another dish that came from CK right here.
So people around town.
Yeah.
Because I don't get to CK that often.
Yeah.
But everybody I talk to say that your mussels, is this what we're going to? The mussels from CK is an absolute banger that people talk about as the best anywhere around.
Yep.
So is it same or did you change it up?
This is like a happy accident. So I used to run these here and there, a version of this with little neck clams at the Barrel House. And then when I opened CK, all right, well, we're going to have a mussel. And I really didn't want to do the old white wine butter, which is great and has its place, but it wasn't what we were going for when we opened there. And so you've got this kind of play on like a Thai style mussel. You've got some spicy red curry, some heavy cream, some sweetened coconut, corn, shallots, garlic, cilantro, lemon juice. and you've got this really nice, spicy. Just the broth really lends itself to the mussels. I think one of the biggest things we get at CK is people trying to order the broth to take it home so they can buy their own mussels and cook it.
Yeah.
And we're constantly getting every single one of them. Can we have more bread?
Of course,
because
sop it up.
The mussels are great. The mussels are great with the broth, but the broth really makes it.
Is that something you'll do here as well with the broth, or?
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't had any requests yet for it, but it. I mean, I take some of it home, or I take the ingredients home with me sometimes, and you can do it with chicken. You can do it with shrimp. A lot of people at CK will, on a slower day or in the off season, will ask us to do it with shrimp. It just really lends itself to pretty much anything.
Amazing. I'm dying right now.
Yeah.
Did you have something else there,
Got
Pat?
one last one.
Yeah, the last item I got
I'm
up.
so sorry.
That's all right.
Last item here is
Bring it up a little higher.
Higher, Pat.
some tuna poke cups. Really nice, fresh representation. At CK, one of our biggest sellers is the tuna tacos, which is a seared tuna with slaw, chili oil, cilantro. Big seller. I didn't want to take that verbatim here. And we did want to do poke, so we kind of married the two ideas and did these nice, healthy lettuce cups with some diced tuna, some watermelon radish, mango, wasabi pea crunch, and it's all dressed with some truffled soy honey vinaigrette.
Jesus.
Nice and light.
We're gonna have to wrap this up soon.
Yeah.
Jeez. No. So, do you want to speak to the hours that and is everything kind of still in a little bit of a transitional phase, or
We are. We rolled into the season, in a weird spot, especially this year with lack of really nice weather. But essentially, we wanted to get open and have the doors open, and so we've had a transition of we were Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday all day. Then we opened up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday lunch. Then we opened up Monday, Tuesday, which we've been at for about 3 weeks. Right now, we are 7 days a week. We are currently 12 to 9, Monday through Friday. Actually, Monday through Saturday, 12 to 9. Keeping the bar open a little bit later on those Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday nights as business allows or as customers are here. And then Sunday, we're open every Sunday for brunch. We go 10 to 2-ish, and then we run our menu right up until 9 o'clock on Sundays. The Tuesday after Father's Day, when kids are really out of school, Fiesta's up and going, we will be 11 a.m. until 9 or 10 throughout the weekdays. We'll be 11 a.m. Friday and Saturday as well for our open till 10. And then Sundays we'll be doing 10 to 9 still with a nice big brunch menu. The brunch's got a really nice mix of some great breakfast items and some of the highlights of our standard regular menu. And I'd almost just slipped up right there, but one of the things I was getting at was that we have we officially kicked off our live music for the summer this past Thursday, which I know was a big question of the longtime followers of this building and of Captain Carlos. Some of my most nostalgic memories and some memories that I don't fully have are from having a great time here, coming out to see some great bands here. And we definitely want to keep that alive. So, we chose Thursday nights, 6 to 9. We got live music all summer. Sunday morning, 11:30 to 2:30, and Sunday afternoon, we're doubling down and doing 4 to 7
the best
with acoustic duos. So every morning, jazz brunch. We've got 2 jazz bands that are alternating that play a lot around here. We have the Causeway Collective that plays a lot at CK, and we have Crew de Rue. I'm messing it up now. It's the Rue Brunches that Brandon Terracombe puts on with Henley Douglas, and they were here yesterday. It was a good looking room, and it'll all be outside whenever pending. Even if it almost isn't pending, we'd still like it to be outside.
Yeah.
And just really looking forward to having some great live music. We're going to sprinkle some other, weekdays and maybe a couple Fridays and Saturdays in over the summer. I just really wanted to make sure we established as a restaurant this summer, but also wanted to make sure we didn't alienate the people that really loved having live music in this building. Live music's one of my strong passions. One thing I've always really believed in strongly And I think once we can get, acclimated to summer business in Gloucester and get established as a restaurant, that we'll start having more music.
Didn't you happen to have a stint as a hip hop artist? Is this what we discussed before? Were you?
Oh no, not at
Or
all.
was that Sailor?
No, that was a little bit more Sailor. We used to all have some fun at the wee hours with some instrumental tracks back in the day. But yeah, I've always been very, very attracted and very into music. I think it's always been a great thing. And
Sunday afternoons here have been legendary forever, and like especially that I think you nailed the time. 4:00 coming from the beach or from the boat, come right here, and the deck would just be so live and have
Nobody
a nice,
likes to cook on Sunday. They want to come down.
They want to come down here and get that bonus day in for the weekend before they are faced with the hell of Monday.
Yep. And I think, for me, it's very refreshing, through a lot of there's no other way to sugarcoat it, but through a lot of town politics, we haven't been allowed to have live music outside in Essex. They will not allow anyone to have any live music.
I heard about that last week, right?
Which is really becoming a big problem, and it's too bad that it's get a lot of businesses that are just trying to have weddings and just trying to have a little ambience, and it's not allowed anymore. So it's really refreshing to be able to be in a community that is so welcoming and so pro music.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm noticing right now, we're in the dining room doing this, but I'm looking down the deck and it's starting to fill up. People are starting to come in, but I'm watching the drinks go by. I caught Pat's eye on that as she was staring at some of the drinks that were going by. But boy, there's some really nice.
Speaking of drinks.
Yes.
Speaking of drinks, Jim. Nice segue, Jim.
What a segue.
That's what you pay me for.
Don Caraway is with us. Well, Don, you came to the. You were in the Elite Eight. Is that right?
No, I don't know.
Don and Gene went very deep in the Best Bartender series with
For old people,
Gene. Did you know Gene Sullivan? Jeannie?
Yes, very
Of
well.
course you did. Right. That was kind of a silly question, but I mean, what a great person.
Oh my
Such a
God,
counsel.
yeah. I love seeing her at George's in the morning every time. I go there 3 days a week with her smiley little face.
Yeah.
She'll be missed.
Are you having any fun over here?
Yeah, absolutely. Creating drinks.
Yeah. So, do you want to speak to the drink menu here, or have you created anything special?
Yeah, different one. Actually, if I had a menu, I could get it in front of me. But
I'll go get you one.
and we're rolling out a new summer.
That was more of a directive than a statement.
I was actually just going to go do some up and bring them over here to show you. But yeah, so I'm changing a couple things up on the menu just to make it easier because the place gets really slammed on the deck area. So we want easy, fresh, good ingredients, but tasty at the same time and beautiful and appealing. So that's what we're going for.
What are some of the ones that people should try? That maybe out of the box that they wouldn't think to try, but they should try?
That they should out of the box, I would say the Bramble On, which is a take on the Bramble that has gin, which a lot of people aren't fans of, but like the simple syrups and the fresh raspberries that we use.
I started drinking gin this past year, and I'm finding it very.
I got you to drink a gin drink at Drift.
You did, yeah. Very refreshing, very refreshing. I think gin's actually getting. It's like everything kind of tequila is still popular, but like. Was it like 4 or 5 years ago? Tequila just made this huge push.
And it's still here because now like mezcals are coming into play, which is actually I'm adding one to the menu here with mezcal and quickly pick.
Oh.
So that'll be fun.
I saw a hibiscus drink yesterday that somebody had for their 21st
The
birthday.
hibiscus spritz. Yeah, we have that,
Yeah,
and then we
that
have the
looked really
tamarindo
good.
spritz as well, which is spritzes are great, and Aperol spritzes are really popular still. So we just kind of made it our own signature here. You can't get these drinks anywhere else except for DeCKlyns.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, well, lies. The painkiller.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The painkiller, yeah. The summertime drink.
Yeah. But I would say one of our most popular ones that we came up with, Patrick came up with the name because he really wanted to, give homage to Ghost of Carlos. That's the name of the drink. So.
Oh wow!
That was our.
The Ghost of
It
Carlos.
was going to be a spicy margarita, and I don't
tequila?
know, I wanted to make sure we had some kind of tribute to such a special building that was here for so long. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unheard of to
And that's our number one drink.
see a restaurant. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the
So
drink.
it's Margarita Monday, so I was gonna ask.
I'll bring
And,
it.
and that's,
You'll
and
taste
that's,
it.
and that's the answer.
Slid that one right in there.
Yeah.
Pat,
Yeah.
no shame. No shame.
Oh.
Pat has absolutely no shame, especially when it comes to alcohol.
We tend to try to stay away from, the really cheap alcohol. So like even our speed rail, we use Ryan and Wood
Oh wow! On the speed rail?
on our speed rail because they have it's not knockabout or Beauport. They have vodka, which is awesome.
Yes.
But it's their well stocked one, which is great because the vodka one's a lot like Tito's.
Yes.
5 times distilled, and Bob and Kathy are great at Ryan and Wood. So, and we want to use a lot of local people. But anyway, so GloucesterCast, we infuse our own tequila with jalapenos, and we soak it for 3 days, and then we pop it back in the bottle, and we use that, and we use some fresh guava puree, and our sour mix is fresh lemon and lime juice with a little simple syrup. So everything is fresh. So I go make them a little bit, and I'll bring them out so you can taste it.
I want to try that spicy infused.
GloucesterCast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the Bloody Mary though, the Bloody Maria with
We
that.
use that too. Yeah.
Oof, that sounds.
So
really
this
good.
isn't just it's just not some schlocky waterfront bar that you're just pushing stuff across. This is like real deal, good.
Everything's fresh.
Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic.
We tried to put a lot of thought and care into everything. I think we did a good job with it in the kitchen. One of our biggest stories of success at CK is to under-promise and over-deliver. That's really what we're aiming to do with food, drink, and service. I will say I would be at a large handicap without Gene and Don running the bar program here because I know Gloucester, but not from a operating standpoint. They both have so many years in the industry here and so much clout with such a great following of people. And it's definitely made my life a lot easier. I'm very grateful for that because I could imagine the other side of it. Of just trying to force ideas that work in Essex, etc. And it's always great to be able to bounce things off of both of them to nail the vision of what we're trying to do, but also make it appropriate for the demographic. And we've done that with carefully selected beer list, but a fun summer beer list. We get some really cool wines that I don't think you'll see in a lot of places around here that don't break the bank, and you don't see everywhere in every liquor store for the most part. And all the way down to the drinks, it's been a lot of people moving, coming in, days off, etc., to make sure that we can get things batched up and get everything ready so that we can consistently, there's one thing to come up with a great idea is another thing to execute it consistently, and I think that's the most important ingredient of a restaurant.
What I'm getting from this, and from what I see from the food, and what I've seen at the bar, is a lot of waterfront restaurants just rest their laurels on that they're a waterfront restaurant. They just pump out the standard fried fish, fried calamari, fried haddock, fried this, and it's pretty standard among 20 restaurants. I mean, for a hamburger, just a standard hamburger or whatever. Everything here, everything that I've seen is special. The drink menu, the food. I mean, anyone that's been with us for the last 15 minutes has seen the food. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming here.
Yeah, thank you.
I have one quick question from one of our viewers. If you have drinks that have the blue curacao.
One of our viewers,
One of our viewers.
or my mother.
Or your mother.
I'm asking
We
for
do
a
have
friend.
that available, but we also use a lot of the colorful drinks that you see. I also make a lot of I make all the simple syrups here from scratch. I use real hibiscus flower, the hibiscus.
Yep.
And then the purpley type drinks that we have are made with butterfly pea flower. So it can either
Wow.
be blue, but if you add citric acid to it.
The Ruthie.
Purple. Yeah, the Ruth. Last night I made up one for Ruth Pinot.
Yeah, she had a drink named the Ruthie.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Oh, there you go. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate everything. Anything you want to add about the bands that are coming in and stuff like that? Do you have any input on that?
I don't have any input on the bands, but I've seen the list and I know all of them. And for me, the North Shore, but especially K-Band, I think has some of the best musicians in this whole area to come out of here.
I agree with that.
All the way up to
Yeah.
Boston. I mean, we have top-notch musicians there.
Absolutely.
And you could see the influx of people that just want to play this area because they've heard what a great music scene it is.
Right.
Including
and
my
we do
husband,
have,
Stephen Caraway, who's also a musician.
Oh, there you go.
Hi, Steve.
Plug.
And we do have the, let's see here, let's get the date on that. is the 26th the closing Sunday of
Yeah.
of Fiesta?
Fiesta,
So
yeah.
the 26th we have a Soul Rebel Project
Awesome
full,
band.
full
my
band on the deck
Awesome
closing
band.
down Fiesta.
Oh,
Which would be a
Is that
big
going to be a
night.
ticketed event? Because that's a sought after show
Oh
right
my
there.
You know what? It
Good
should
luck.
be, and it's not going to be.
Okay.
First come, get here early.
Yeah. Yep.
If you haven't
So,
seen them before, whoa.
Pat's
Yeah.
giving us a gift.
Yeah.
That is
And
a
so we're looking forward to that, and yeah, I mean that'll be a really nice big full kickoff to summer to close off Fiesta. So
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome. I love those guys. All right, well there you go. I think we can wrap it up. Before both of you leave, we have a question for both of you.
Yeah.
I would be remiss.
That's why we have show notes,
I
Joe.
would be remiss. Thank you very much. We have a 2-part question for each of you.
Oh boy.
Death row sub and death row meal. Picture yourself on death row. The warden comes in, says, "I can get you a sub from any sub shop on the planet, but it's not a homemade sub." And so, where would the sub come from? What establishment would it come from, and what would the order be?
So my last meal, if you had asked me this,
No, not meals. This is sub. It's a 2-part. We'll go to meal after.
So all right. So before, when someone asked me what my last meal was, I would answer it's a sub, and that sub is from Cape Ann Pizza, and it's a steak dip sub with American cheese and a side of their house dressing. There is nothing. It is all about nostalgia and childhood, etc. But my favorite sub that I would ever have would be Cape Ann Pizza.
And that's in Essex?
It's an Essex.
That little strip
yes.
mall there.
And it's been there a long time, and Jimmy works there every day, and it's I don't know, it just hits everything I want out of a good sandwich. And my last meal that I would have, this is gonna sound really funny too. I mean, there's few things in the world I love more than caviar and foie gras, and I can think of some really nice Michelin, starred restaurants that I've eaten at. My favorite thing, my wife's gonna make it for my birthday. She makes it for my birthday every year. It is a chicken enchilada casserole.
Okay, but it has to be from a place.
Oh, it has to be from a place.
Yeah. What place?
Oh. Can they both be subs?
Yeah, you could.
You're on death row. You can eat whatever you
eat
like.
whatever you want. Yeah. It just has to be
Yeah,
an
take
establishment.
everything with you.
Yeah, right. Ooh, I don't know. It's my favorite thing I've ever had.
Is there a restaurant or a meal you've had in the past that just sticks with you?
Why don't we go to the sub for Don
There you
while he's
go.
thinking about that answer?
I didn't have to think long. I get it all the time, especially in the summertime. I love yellow subs, tuna, with lettuce and onion pickle.
I'm an onion pickle guy in my tuna
Yeah.
subs.
Do they still have the mini sub?
They do.
They do.
They do.
Whoa, what
And
a
it's
memory.
perfect to go. You pick it up like 8 in the morning, pop out on the boat all day, and keep munching on little mini subs.
So
That's
what
what I get.
what our move is now when we're going on the boat, we have them package the tuna
Mhm.
and then have the rolls on the side and make them on the boat.
Mhm.
It's like a go, and we'll
That's the
pay
move.
extra
Yep.
for the container of the pickles and then we put it
So
separately
the bread doesn't get
so it
soggy.
doesn't get soggy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially Italian subs. Death row meal.
Steak and mashed potatoes from, I don't know, there's so many good places. Wait, does that have to be Gloucester or Cape Ann?
No, anyway.
Oh, I like Polana's.
Polana, there you go. Yeah,
Where?
Polana.
Ah, yeah.
Is that Danvers Peabody line?
Danvers. I believe. Well, I don't
No,
know.
I
It is the line, isn't it?
That's a good
The
question.
line.
Yeah, right there, right behind where.
I'm going to go with
Howard
Peabody, I
Johnson's used
think.
to be.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Peabody because it goes.
It's across from
It's
Silver
well,
Street.
wait a minute. No, that might be Danvers.
Sylvan Street
think
is
that's-
there.
It's right on the line.
I think it's
The
Danvers.
Liberty Tree Mall
Yeah.
is Danvers, and then you have the Peabody Mall, which is right across
Yeah.
there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can't
Death row meal. I'm gonna have conch ceviche at Del Mar Hotel in Nassau, Bahamas.
Ooh, okay, there you go.
See, it'll take you about 45 minutes before you get it, but watching them pull the conch out, crack it all open, watch them take their very meticulous time cutting all the vegetables for it. I mean, you will literally wait 45 minutes for a bowl of ceviche, but it's a few things in the world that I've had better than that.
It's got a nice palate, doesn't it?
I love that.
Yeah.
Did you get all that, Pat?
I love these
think
little
so.
no, because that's how you learn. Like these little inside.
Yeah.
We have this list, and we've been doing this for probably 5 or 6 years now. Every podcast, any the podcast virgins get asked this
Yeah.
question, and we have some very interesting ones that like, and Pat has a spreadsheet on it.
Yeah.
So our number 1, 2, and 3 for the subs is always Virgilio's, Scalfani's, and Destino's steak and cheese.
Mhm.
Steak,
Oh, yeah.
Virgilio's St. Joseph sandwich, and
I will say we lived off of St. Joseph's while we were building this place out.
yeah,
I mean,
St. Joseph.
surprised I didn't end up with gout because we ate it every single day. But
You know, I did too. I love
Pat,
it.
you want to do an update?
This is the official document, and you might be able to tell on the back, I've listed the local places. There's quite a variety for the meals.
Yep.
And then on the front are the subs.
I see
And
down
the
the
local
bottom
ones.
there, you snuck in blue carousel.
Yes, yes. So this is the official list. So if I go, if the aliens take me, you're gonna wanna save this paper.
this is beautiful. All we gotta do is take a picture
Jimmy,
of
if
it.
anything happens to it, make sure you know where that is.
Yeah.
You got the key to the safe?
No.
Oh, we'll get that. All right, well, here at DeCKlyns, come on down. I mean, the food looks ridiculous. They're going to have music on the weekends. Thursday
nights and Sundays.
nights and Sundays. Those are going to be awesome. The food, just crazy. The drink menu, crazy. I'm dying to try it.
I'm glad we did this today too, for me, myself personally, because I've had the wings every time I come in. The wings are that good. We didn't show the wings today, but you
Look
have
amazing
to get the wings.
by the way.
Oh, the slow-mo, did you watch it? Did you see the video?
So now
I played it back like
seeing
5
the other
times.
part of the menu.
I
I
laughed
just couldn't get past how good the wings
so hard watching those videos.
Although, have a mess. What's his name?
TJ.
TJ. He had the best form.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that
tech-
was-
well, he's an
that was a
Oscar
popular
winner.
vote on
Well,
that
if you
one.
notice though, he got the
Yeah.
flats. He's the
Yeah,
only
he
one that
did.
got the flat. So he's
Yeah.
the only one that can actually put the move in.
He's supposed to be behind the camera. He's got an advantage.
Yeah, but if you watch him do the drumstick too, he gets around the bottom
Yeah,
part
he-
of it and he gets it loose and then he just shoves the whole thing in his mouth.
Adam Hayes did a great job too, and I just don't know what faces were going on in slow mo with me, but
It was
yeah,
awesome.
I agree. TJ had a great technique.
Wing technique. I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, you guys
Alright.
want to try some of the drinks?
We would love to.
All right,
We
I'm
would
doing
love
that.
to.
Bye, guys.
All right,
Awesome.
we'll see you, Dawn.
We only have 2 shears today, so
Yeah.
I don't know if you wanna, hold off on that, or you want to move forward to the shears.
Let's hold off for a second because Pat's actually going to go, so let's
Okay.
thank Pat here.
Awesome.
Thank you
guys
so much,
very
man.
much.
Really.
Thank you,
Really
thank you, thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much for
Nice
having
to meet
me,
you.
and it was really, really nice to. It's very nice to join Gloucester's community. It's been very welcoming, and it's just I'm really excited for this summer.
And
So.
officially,
Oh, there you go.
Awesome,
The GMG sticker.
awesome. Thank you very much.
That's sticker. All right, for Joey Shimataro, Pat Shea, Jimmy Dalpiaz, Scotty Mack,
Don Caraway,
Don Caraway,
Mike DeKoster.
Mike Dekoster,
Dekoster, sorry.
and the Pat Cam. Pat Cam.
don't call in the next half hour. We're going to be busy.
Yeah. There you go.